There are a lot of files. Man, there are a lot of files. And guess what? There are a lot of matters of incredible importance. And this is one of them. And this isn't even like. Do
you regret the links that there have been?
You know, we have no links. We have a very clear record that we've been willing to talk about, which my husband has said. He took some rides on the airplane for his charitable work. I don't recall ever meeting him.
Did you ever meet Ghislaine Maxwell?
I did on a few occasions, and thousands of people go to the Clinton Global Initiative. So,
I mean, what do you say? What do you say? What do you do? Right?
it to me is not something that is really at the heart of what this matter is about. They are accused, and in both cases were convicted of horrific crimes against girls and women. That should be the focus. And we are more than happy to say what we know, which is very limited and totally unrelated to their behavior or their crimes. And we want to do it in public, because let's make this transparent. The survivors deserve that, the public deserves that, but you know, the Republican member of Congress who is running this hearing or this investigation is trying to protect the president. So let's get to what's really at stake here.
Just on this hearing, and obviously I'm sure Donald Trump and his administration would reject your characterization of what's going on, and he's denied
How
any
can they
wrongdoing.
reject it? They can't answer questions, and the Attorney General was clearly unwilling to answer questions. She works for him. So let's be very clear here. According to what we now know, Mr. Trump, President Trump, is mentioned, some say, 1 million times in the files. People in his cabinet are mentioned. Do you think that figure's correct? That's what it says, you know, on the internet over and over again. Well, so let's find out what the truth is. That's why we want it to be transparent and in public.
New messages between Steve Bannon and Jeffrey Epstein released in the Epstein have ignited a civil war in MAGA world. In one message, Bannon suggests President Trump should be removed from.
Why do you think she's still a bill? She doesn't give a fuck, dude. What do you mean? Keep up appearances? I don't think they're like actually together. I don't think they've been actively together for a long time. They're just together. That's like that's like a known secret too. It's not even like, when's the last time you've seen them together, like physically, other than like some very few campaign events? They have not been. Actually, bro, is 26. Bro, is 2026. They're poly. Oh my God.
Office during his first term for erratic behavior. The Department of Justice also released a 2-hour video of Bannon interviewing Epstein for a potential documentary. This is Bannon asking about Epstein's time spent in prison in 2008.
You're telling me that during that day, you never had a moment you sat there and go, what the f have I done with my life that I'm in a 6x9 jail cell?
You're suggesting I was somewhat depressed, and how could this happen to me?
I'm not saying depressed. I'm saying a moment of awareness of how could I get myself into this situation.
No, I would just say how strange that this happens. Just, it's strange. People would either ask to borrow money or make some other types of comments about.
In
the beginning.
What were the comments? At the beginning, what were the comments?
It serves you rich guys right that you're here next to me.
There was nothing about your crimes?
No.
So all this rumor you hear all the time about people in prison that commit the type of crimes you commit, that's, you're saying in your personal.
Again, another guy who's just like so closely connected to Trump, Trumpism as a movement. And here he is. Here he is, just fucking chilling with Jeffrey Epstein. No notes. Remember when he bombed the city and meant as an apology to her? Where did he bomb for? No, I think it was to bomb. I think it was to bomb Yugoslavia. Right? Am I crazy? No.
is not true.
I think, yeah, it was
It
Yugoslavia.
was all
Yeah.
because you were rich.
Yes.
And Bannon did not return messages from CNN, but said in a statement to the New York Times that his communication with Epstein was all done to, quote, secure 50 hours of interviews from a reclusive subject. For more on this, I want to bring in David Urban, former Trump campaign advisor and CNN senior political commentator. David, great to see you. You're shaking your head. I want to get to why in just a second. You know, the 25th Amendment reference from the Epstein files has caused some uproar inside the MAGA sphere. It's dated December 31st, 2018, and it's a text exchange between Bannon and Epstein. And we should note the context is unclear, but Bannon says, going to blow him up right out of the box. White House has zero plans to punch back. Fort Apache with no cavalry en route. Jeffrey Epstein then says, in No Soldiers in the Fort, he is really borderline, not sure he what.
Bro, does mainstream media have like a ping issue? Am I crazy? I had to literally check to see when they're covering this story. I think I covered the story, what, like 3 weeks ago? Are they, like, what is this delay? Like, what the fuck? Like, I'm glad that CNN is finally getting around to this massive deal. But, like, it's not even a Piker broadcasting service like Tomorrow's News Today type shit. Like, it's been fucking weeks, man. No, I don't think I'm ahead of the curve, chat. I don't think I'm ahead of the curve at all. This is like, this one freaks me out a little bit where they're just like, they're taking their sweet ass time with this shit. Like, at this pace, we'll get to the Israel stuff with Jeffrey Epstein maybe like in a year or two. And yeah, you know his ass is not gonna, you know their ass ain't posting all roads lead to Beijing or Tel Aviv. Tariff Wrestling, Shi Kim Judo. You showed this before you went to Qatar. Yeah. Yeah. There are a lot of files. Man, there are a lot of files. And guess what? There are a lot of matters of incredible importance. And this is one of them. And this isn't even like a tricky narrative that is going to take a while to, like, you know, massage and figure out what like the best possible editorial control would look like. This is just, you could just immediately cover it, right? I know there are a lot of files, but it just doesn't make any sense that they would take this much time to finally fucking sift through and arrive at the Steve Bannon files. I guess, like I said, you know, 2 to 3 years out, 2 to 3 years from now, we'll finally arrive at maybe Jeffrey Epstein was an asset for the Israeli state. I don't fucking know. Yeah, I covered it on February 4th. Jeffrey Epstein's biggest failure was that he died before he could have just done a right-wing pivot.
But now we have emails of a different side of the...
February 4th.
He may do, and then Bannon replies, I think it's beyond borderline 25th Amendment. Now, we reached out to Bannon on this exchange and have not received a response, but people like Roger Stone and Marjorie Taylor Greene are speaking out. So tell me about why you were shaking your head and tell me what you were hearing in...
I will say this. The reason why Roger Stone and like Laura Loomer or whoever the fuck is like speaking out is speaking out because they're all sharks. It's the same like explosive, the catastrophic fucking chaos that took place when Charlie Kirk got assassinated, right? Because these guys are all sharks and the knives are out at all times. They're not like actually mad that, you know, Steve Bannon was like homies with Jeffrey Epstein. They're just using this as an opportunity to gain leverage, to be like, no, you should be me. You should have me as your guy. Why do you have him as your guy? Little do they fucking know, they have him as his guy because Steve, you know who else was Donald Trump's guy? Jeffrey fucking Epstein. That's it. That's the reason why he's there. He's having that conversation.
Inside the president's supporters.
Yeah, so, John, you said also, you left out General Flynn and many, many others. If you go to Twitter and just look at, MAGA influencers, or just Google, or put in the Twitter search, Bannon, Epstein, see what comes up. There is not one supporter, not one MAGA person that's supporting Steve Bannon for a variety of reasons. One, it looks like he signed up to try to rehabilitate a person who committed horrendous sex crimes. You hear him in the interview with Jeffrey Epstein. He doesn't say, nobody in prison talked to you about being a pedophile. He doesn't call him out. He's trying to be polite to him, it seems. It's absolutely mind-blowing. And there's something like 19 other hours of tape that have yet to been released that Steve Bannon says that he's keeping because he was some sort of double secret agent and was going to really try to blow Jeffrey Epstein up. Well, Roger Stone...
Oh, he was trying to blow Jeffrey Epstein. Maybe not blow him up, but...
Others in the MAGA universe think...
Are any of us a single step closer to control politically, etc.? Every day, baby. Every day our movement grows. Every day our movement grows. We're one step closer.
That's a crock. And if Steve Bannon is going to be out there trying to defend himself, he better get out there quickly, because the narrative does not look good for Steve Bannon at this point. It looks like he was out there to line his pockets defending a sex offender.
How do you think the president will react to all of this?
Listen, so Steve Bannon got a pardon at one point in time along the route here. We know that they were close. I am, from what I hear lately, is that there have not been that much communication with Steve Bannon and any senior officials in the administration.
TMZ has a new pic of Andrew with a kid playing with a ball that's painted like a breast with a nipple protruding from it. What the fuck? Former Prince Andrew turned fun bags into kicks for kids with some very unprincely photos obtained by TMZ. No, I'm not going to throw a fa in there. This is disgusting. Bro, this guy, put him under the prison. What are we doing? What the fuck? I don't even know if it's like, if these are like weird coincidences, or if it's just like, he's just a straight up like Illuminati style sex pervert.
In lieu of these revelations, and I can't imagine that the 25th Amendment revelation inures him to the president any more than he's far away, getting further, and I know that this most recent revelation is going to push that boat even further away from this administration.
Yeah, again, we'll have to see if the president is asked in any detail about this, but that comment about the 25th Amendment was 2018. It's hard to imagine what was going through Bannon's head at that point. David Urban, thank you for explaining the discussions that are taking place.
Not going away, John. Not going away.
Doesn't appear to be. David Urban, thank you.
A new twist in the Epstein files is playing out as we speak. Les Wexner, the billionaire former owner of Victoria's Secret, is giving congressional testimony, a deposition in Ohio, about his connections to Jeffrey Epstein. Just a short time ago, Wexner told lawmakers, quote, "I was conned, I have done nothing wrong, and I have nothing."
Yeah, these guys all love coming out and be like, I'm a victim, by the way. I don't think you guys get it. Like, I'm actually the real victim, not the victims that I victimize. Me. Billionaire Les Wexner, owner of L Brands, Victoria's Secret, owner of half of Ohio.